Do you speed? Be honest. Now, do you ever wonder why you speed? Why your brain wants to move that fast? Why you're so eager to pass others on the road? Let me guess. When you see a state trooper on the side of 95, you slow down? Well, why don't we always slow down and think about the way that our actions influence others? Now, of course, going through life thinking about your every single move is extremely tedious, but having a mindset that's open to new ideas and perspectives is exactly what we need. My mother has rheumatoid arthritis, and every night she asks me to open her medicine bottle because her hands can't bear the pain. About 4 months ago, my mom found an arthritis-friendly Tylenol bottle invented by Pfizer in 2011. So, for around 11 years, we've had this amazing product that some of you guys might not even know about. I surely didn't know about it until 4 months ago. But this drug was invented in the 1960s, so people with similar conditions have struggled to open their medicine bottles for decades because in that boardroom, no one decided to think about the odd ones out. This is a fine example of implicit bias, or the way stereotypes, attitudes, or generalized assumptions affect the way we think and our actions in an unconscious manner. It's not straightforward. It's almost like weaving a secret message into fabric, but that message trickles to the surface and shows within our actions. Implicit bias results in Black women being 3 times more likely to die during childbirth in the school-to-prison pipeline. How is that even possible? When these Black women come to their doctors about their pain, it's not recognized as a true threat. The doctors did not choose to slow down. These ideas that Asians should be smart, Black women should be strong, and Latinx people should be farmers or maids are extremely dangerous to society, and they affect our actions in a terrible way. Think about this. You used to go to the doctor as a kid, you used to sit on the blue cot, and the doctor would walk in with no mask, no gloves, and you'd have strep throat or a ton of other different illnesses, and you'd be sitting on the cot, and the doctor would be right in front of you, all up in your space, ask you to open your mouth, no mask, no gloves. Now, if we think about the state that we're currently in, it boggles our minds that we were ever so oblivious. Doctors were just interacting with sick children without any type of protection. And even as adults, we still show our oblivious ways. Jennifer Eberhardt is a professor at Stanford University in the psychology department, and she conducted research showing how when participants saw images of Black faces, they saw images of blurred guns that compared to white faces. She also found that teachers treat Black students as a group and white students as an individual. Eberhardt's research shows that death-eligible defendants in court who appear more Black have double the likelihood of getting the death sentence. So not only is this bias affecting our actions, but it could result in taking a life. Eberhardt also teamed up with Nextdoor, which is an app so that neighbors could communicate with each other. And there was a lot of racial profiling happening on this app. So they teamed up and created a racial bias checklist. And because there was a lot of racial profiling happening, where people would just report a person being Black and male, when that would happen in the app now, Nextdoor alerted users that racial profiling was strictly prohibited. And with this checklist, Nextdoor was able to curb racial profiling by 75%. Eberhardt also conducted research with the Oakland Police Department, and by adding one simple checkbox to the traffic stop form, African-American traffic stops dropped by 40%. And as young as preschool, Black boys are continuously targeted by their teachers. A Yale University study shows how 42% of the time, teachers are watching Black boys in the classroom, the highest compared to any other group. If this is happening at the preschool level, imagine how it could be at the high school level. Actually, I could imagine, because I happen to be in high school. One of my friends was telling me about an incident that happened between him and a teacher. And note, my friend wears lots of Black hoodies, which are the stylish and warmest kinds, but they're viewed in such a negative way by society. When my friend was telling me about this incident that happened between him and a friend, which it was a clear, friendly interaction between any pair of high schoolers, The teacher walks up to him and says, "Oh, are you going to rob him?" When I heard this, I was shocked, but I wasn't surprised. Phrases like this have become so normalized within my life and the lives of many people. This is my friend Iman. You probably think he's smart, huh? Imagine how many people say, "Oh, you're Asian, aren't you supposed to be smart?" Imagine how that crushes someone's self-esteem during their academic years. Iman was telling me about how everyone surrounding him expected him to get into every top institution he applied to. He talked about how that affected his mental health in terrible ways. Now, Iman will be attending Harvard College next year. But that has nothing to do with his race or ethnicity. It's about his intelligence. And no one race should be viewed as the smartest or the dumbest. Our perception is the problem. And regarding mental health in these past catastrophic years, there's been a 31% increase in mental health emergencies amongst teenagers in 2020. And the most devastating fact of all, there was a more than 50% increase in suicide attempt emergencies amongst teen girls in 2021 versus 2019. People need help, and people need to be seen. And I ask you all today to keep doing those double takes, keep on speaking up in those board meetings, and hey, stop speeding.